I'm going to walk you through a real example of how an NICARE clinic must be positioned online and how that positioning can quietly affect patient flow, trust, and long-term growth. I'm Gus Bitencourt, and this is not about a clinical quality. This is not a judgment of the doctor or the clinic. This is purely an analysis of online positioning and how patients are likely experience this clinic before they ever walk through the door. The goal here is educational to help clinic owners understand how patients actually make decisions online and where value can leak without anyone noticing. So for context, we're going to look at an independent eye care clinic operate in a typical local market, and this is the kind of clinic most patients actually interact with. Not a big box chain, not a hospital system, not a multi-clinical with various locations. So like most independent clinics, they rely on a mix of referrals, local reputation, online visibility to keep patient flow predictable. And we are going to analyze how is their online presence and how it supports the business. Okay, so I'm going to show you neutral, a real world context and not a problem statement. Okay, so every time I analyze any clinic online, I use a very simple system that I have created, and I call it FTA: find, trust, and act. Okay, so the first thing you need to ask yourself when you look at your clinic is, can patients find you? The second thing, do patients trust you? And the last one, it's about conversion. Every sign we look at today fits inside one of these three stages of patient decision process. Some people call it funnel, but I'm giving you a naming framework you can check your own clinic or even your competitors. Okay, so first one, and I'm going to give you a bonus as well. Okay, so first of all, let's go for the F. So, can patients find you? Are you a clinic with good visibility? And let's start with this first stage, because patients are not searching for clinical names. Do you agree? They are searching for solutions near them. So, here at the discoverability, Google Business Profile is very important. So, what are your services that are listed? Your photo freshness, and all of those signals answers one simple questions. Does Google clearly understand who this clinic is and when to show it? So, what often happens is that a clinic looks fine, if you already know the name, but disappears when patients search for eye care clinic near them. Okay, so the gap quietly redirects demand to competitors every single week, every single time, every single day. Okay, so we must take a look at this. Okay, so let's go for our second stage. And after the patients find you, do patients trust you? And healthcare decisions are emotional, and we need to really think about it. And when we think as a patient, they don't choose the best clinic on paper. They choose the clinic that feels safest right now. Okay. And most of the time, they are looking to these points right here. And I'm going to give you this checklist so you can check one by one. Okay. So, patients are scanning your clinic all the time. Okay, so every time that he lands on your website or he lands on your Google profile, Google business profile, he will be scanning your clinic. Okay, so when trust signals are few, when trust signals feel weak or even inconsistent, patient will hesitate. Okay, and hesitation usually means delay, price shopping. So he will look for price comparison and choose someone else. All right. So here in the T, we got authority and clarity. And we need to, of course, we have the trust signals, but when we look at the second one, you need to know that trust doesn't stop at reviews. It continues on the website. And this is where authority and clarity come in, okay? A website is not there to look good. It's there to remove doubt. So you need to really think about these questions. Okay, if patients feel even a slight confusion here, trust weakens and conversions will drop. Okay, because most clinics underestimate how much silent friction exists at this stage. All right, so it must be very clear. And of course, your social media must show you working. You must have people there because remember, people connect to people, not to businesses. All right. So it's very important to a clinic insert their team or the doctor on their social media. Okay, this is crucial. And let's go for the conversion. Okay, so can patients act easily after they trust you? So again, patient will find a clinic, a patient will trust the clinic, trust that clinic. So there's a final test, there's a final step. Act, right? So once they trust you, can they move forward easily? And this is very important because the conversion lives here, right? So how is your scheduling process? How many clicks to call, to book? Is scheduling obvious? Your website it's mobile friendly. So small friction here creates massive drop off at scale. And this is where clinics often think they have a marketing problem, but in reality, they have an action problem and conversion problem. Okay, so I brought some bonuses here, but before I show you all the bonuses, it's important to tell you that there's a much deeper checklist behind this analysis. Okay. And when I talk about it, you could implement paid ads, advanced SEO metrics, a deep technical audits, and we can go deeper on that. Okay. We can see cross platforms if are they using the same message everywhere, the same promises, same patient focus. Okay, so there is more, much more. Okay, so I have organized this entire framework into a simple diagnostic checklist that clinic owners can use to evaluate their own online positioning. Okay, and I'm going to give it to you because I know how important this is. Okay, and it can also, of course, be used to evaluate other clinics in their market, so you can clearly see where you stand and where your competitors may have an advantage. Okay, this is important. You need to understand who are your competitors. Once you do that, you can plan your strategies. And remember, your competitors are looking for your patients. Okay, So if you want to understand where your clinic might be leaking value or where others are outperforming you without a better care, you can access the checklist below at no cost. Okay, it's free, and if this kind of analysis is useful to you as a clinic owner, I'll be publishing more of this, breaking down how patients actually choose eye care clinics online and even more. I prepared 3 examples that I will show you. This is in a practical way how to make this research. Okay, a hands-on video. Okay, so if you liked this video, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer. Bye bye.